couple of days ago, Digital Extremes revealed another cryptic message on their Twitter page. But wait, we won't talk anything about the future big update of Warframe here. I will be talking about a smaller update which I think will be this year or early next year that will make a huge impact in the game. So the cryptic message goes like this. I could hear him tapping at the untimed door. This is what Mother from Demos said, and is hinting to us about the man in the wall, or possibly Albrecht Enrati. But we are not going to talk about that here, as we will be discussing something important, and that is the Necromech Rework. Just like I have said in my recent videos, the Enrati family will be heavily involved in the upcoming future updates of Warframe, and with this we know that Mother will not be the only one involved. In addition to this, Pablo did mention possible changes that are coming for the Cornbot system in the game. I think this might be the right time to do that, and before we even get the next biggest update of Warframe, we will see a few small updates and the Cornbot rework is in the line. Also, we might see these new changes in action to the Necramech in the upcoming TennoCon 2023, which is only a few days away. So, what's the problem with Necramech? Why does the system need some changes? First of all, the most obvious reason is there's only one Necromech worth playing right now, and that is Void Rig. Void Rig is a frontline, purpose Necromech design, capable of handling both offensive and defensive actions with ease, with its heavy armor using explosive weaponry and potent defensive abilities. It comes with a Morsolon Archgun as its default armament. Component blueprints for the Void Rig are available for 2,000 from the Necroloid Syndicate at rank 1, clearance, Agnesis, while the main Void Rig blueprint is available for 5,000 at rank 2, clearance, Modus. When leveling the Syndicate, one Void Rig blueprint is offered for free. Alternatively, completion of Heart of Deimos will reward all main and component blueprints for free. On the other hand, there's Bone Widow, a heavily armored, melee-oriented Necromech, armed with its signature tower shield and exalted heavy sword to engage enemies in close quarters combat. Component blueprints for the Bone Widow are available for 3,500 from the Necroloid Syndicate at rank 2, clearance, Modus, while the main Bone Widow blueprint is available for 10,000 at rank 3 clearance, at IMA rank 3 clearance, IMA rank. On the other hand, there's Bone Widow, a heavily armored, melee-oriented Necromech, armed with its signature tower shield and exalted heavy sword to engage enemies in close quarters combat. Component blueprints for the Bone Widow are available for 3,500 from the Necroloid Syndicate at rank 2, clearance, Modus, while the main Bone Widow blueprint is available for 10,000 at rank 3 clearance, at IMA rank 3 clearance, IMA rank. Judging from how these two Cornbots get acquired, you might think that Bone Widow is way cooler, and it's the better version of Void Rig, since the range-oriented robot is like given away, while you have to earn Bone Widow if you want to play it. However, that's not the case, because when it comes to usability and power, Void Rig outmatches Bone Widow by a large margin. The melee Necromech is nowhere to the power level of Void Rig, as once the Cornbot deploys his heavy artillery called Arquebex, it is all over. The powerful turret archgun of Void Rig is its most prized possession, and what makes the Cornbot powerful? It can take down Steel Path enemies easily, and even Steel Path bosses, such as the Eidolon Trio, as well as the Steel Path thumpers in the plains of Eidolon. It's very powerful that players sometimes are scared that the only way to balance the Necromech in the game is to nerf the power of Void Rig. Well, I think that's not going to happen with Pablo on board. A couple of months ago, Pablo was asked about lowering the cooldown of Necromech on Conjunction Survival, and he replied that it won't happen since Arquebex is just too busted and melting Steel Path enemies like they are made of butter. He then added that they have tried lowering the power of the Necromech by 10%, but it still hits hard. He said that they don't want to nerf it, and I hope that it stands still and Digital Extremes will not take the easy route. Instead of nerfing the power level of Void Rig, they should somehow increase the strength of Bone Widow so it would be as useful as the range Necromech. It would be nice if Bone Widow would get some upgrades on her 4th ability. Say, they could make it like Excalibur's Exalted Blade that can throw some projectiles and then add more damage to it that scales with mods. This sort of feature is available on the heavy strike of Bone Widow's blade, but I was hoping that they would also add this to the fast attacks. This way, it can be efficient, just like the Arquebex of Void Rig. In terms of modding, there's only one thing that is lackluster about the Cornbots, and that is, they are missing survivability. In Steel Path levels, you can melt enemies with Void Rig, but enemies can also melt your health in just a couple of minutes. While Bone Widow is just the worst, as she can't do the same as Void Rig, but she gets destroyed faster compared to the range Cornboy. In addition to this, there's no way of regenerating energy and health effectively in both Necromech. They have to either rely on the health orb drops of Necros, and also the energy drops which can be provided efficiently by Hildren's fourth ability. Also, abilities like the motes of Wisp don't heal the Cornbots, and the only way to help them survive is to crowd control enemies with slow or aggro control abilities from a Warframe. Snow Globe can protect the Cornbot, but it melts faster and you have to recast the ability again using your Warframe, then go back to your Necramech, which is a lot of work, sometimes just for a short second of survivability. Now, I'm not asking that Necromech should have survivability modes like adaptation, but a simple addition such as allowing Cornbots to benefit from health and energy pisses would be good enough, at least for me. Now, there's no need to make the Necromech as stupidly powerful as the Warframes, since it's just a tool and not our armor. But I hope that Bone Widow will see some improvements, especially since we might be getting a new mode in the future with the Necramechs and possibly a new Cornbot. Also, I would like to ask you something. Would you like a new game mode such as Necromech Wars? A player versus player game mode, which lets you battle against other Necromech in an arena? In my opinion, Necromech are more suited for PvP content, as they are not that complex, just like Warframes, wherein Digital Extremes need to balance 50+ Warframes in a combat arena. Digital Extremes could add 2 more Necromechs and call it a day. There might be a possibility in the future where Digital Extremes could do this, as they take inspiration from Armored Core 6. Remember that Warframe mostly get inspiration from other games in their game modes, so it's not impossible to have something like this in the future. So I would like to know your thoughts about this topic. Let us discuss this in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Stay safe and have a great day to all of you, Necromech.